Hi everyone, thanks for joining me again for another video. Today I want to talk about two sort of similar interconnected ideas that both are very beneficial as we start to understand them a little better. And they are the idea of non-self and the interconnectedness of everything. And the reason I want to talk about these two together is because they're very similar in the way that they can help us deal with emotions and anger and all of the things that drive us, that hurt us, that drive us crazy, that make us suffer. So let's start with the idea of no self or non-self. I struggled with this idea forever. I knew it was a really good idea, and I knew it was something I wanted to learn more about, but I couldn't put my finger on the idea and the concept. It wasn't until I came across a short story called The Egg that it all sort of fell into place for me, and it all started to make a lot of sense. And I'm going to put a link to that story in the description for this video. Read it, check it out. I'm not going to read it here. There's plenty of other videos that do that. Either read it there, listen to it there, don't care. But it's a really, really good story. And it was that story that kind of melded that idea and made that idea make a lot of sense for me. What that idea is basically it's that there is no you, there is no I, there is no anybody. We are all basically one being, one soul that inhabits this universe together. And because of that, everybody is you. You are everybody. So every time you hurt somebody, every time you yell at somebody, every time you harm somebody in any way, shape, or form, you're harming yourself. And that idea, ask my wife if you know her, if you've seen her. She went nuts when I found this idea because it stuck in my head for weeks. This whole idea, it became my obsession for a few weeks because it's so easy when you listen to this story to understand the concept. Basically, we're all born into this giant egg that is the world, that is our lifetime. And the goal is to become better than you are to you so that you can become a master of your own world, basically. That's his story. It's not a Buddhist idea per se in that story, but it relates to the idea of non-self in Buddhism because the belief is that we are all one interconnected being. Now, the idea of interconnectedness plays into this too, because everything is connected. Everything from the ray of light that leaves the sun and strikes the grass, to the cow that eats the grass, to the hamburger that's made that you then consume, and everything is all connected as one never-ending cycle. You take one piece of that out, that whole thing collapses. So we have to appreciate every aspect of our lives and every aspect of every life, because if we don't, it all falls apart. So how does this relate to anger? How does this relate to anger management? How does this relate to our emotions? For me, it was this idea that I kept rolling around in my head, this idea that kept just coming up to me because as I heard this story and as I read it and as it became more sort of ingrained in my brain, it got me thinking about the way I behave towards people especially on the road driving to work, right? Somebody would cut me off getting off the exit to my house and I would get really angry. But then I would think, well, no, I can't be angry at that person because if I'm angry at that person, if I honk at that person, flip them off, yell, whatever I would do, ultimately I'm doing that to me and I'm harming me because that person is me and I am that person. And it has really helped in letting go of that need to be violent and aggressive and angry towards people. It's made it easier for me anyway, not to respond with that. It's not going to be an overnight thing. It's going to take some time, guys. It's going to take a lot of energy and effort on our part. We're going to have to really, really study this idea and really dive deep into what it means to each one of us. I think this is something very personal that we all have to deal with. But I wanted to share this with you guys because it really will, if you can take this idea and really run with it and really understand it and really grasp it, it really will help you to start letting go of that anger, that unresolved emotion, the unresolved depression, anxiety, stress, all of it starts to lift and go away when we can really grasp the concept of no self. and the interconnectedness of all of it. So thank you so much, guys, for listening. If you've got any questions, hit me up in the comments. I'll be glad to answer anything you have. Don't forget to check out the website that I just launched at theangerguru.com. It's amazing stuff. It's still in the process of being built. There's going to be a blog there. There's going to be all kinds of information there and resources to check out. Till the next time, guys, thanks so much for listening.